Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming, members of the committee. Let's start the fiscal year 2018 budget hearings for the council. Hearings starting today, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and then a meeting on the 30th for the treasurer's report, and then a working session on June the 1st. Let me welcome, there's no better way to start the whole process than with our wonderful trustee, Mr. Cardwell. But before we get started, I wanted, if they are here, I wanted to acknowledge our wonderful Metro civil servants who've helped put together this budget that's before us. And again, I wanted to, if you all would stand and take a bow. Is that part of the group? Thank you. Thank you. It's detailed, onerous work, and thank you very much. We did get the electronics on Friday. We have the volume today. And let me turn on our microphone here. And again, no better way to start the 2018 season than with our trustee. Thank you very much. And with no further ado, thank you, Mr. Cardwell. And if you would lead us forward onto, and this, in your book, this is on D17, budget page book 12345 in D17, if we are following along. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What I'll do is I'll start off giving you the increases and decreases that I'm going to request in our budget. We're going to need roughly $5,000 to cover postage and printing. Another $2,000 for bank fees. Then we're going to have a reduction of $66,400 for internal services fees. What we have done the last 2 years, if we put in a new tax accounting system and we rely less on IT. So we will ask for a $66 million reduction in the IT appropriation. I'll be glad to respond to any questions that anyone might have.
Well, thank you, Mr. Trustee. I appreciate this. I just want to tell people in the county that an actual budget decrease shows a great efficiency of management, and I am very grateful to you. And with that, off to Councilman Glover.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Cardwell, thank you very much for coming in. I have to ask this question. Given the growth and the population, the households, and everything that we've seen in Davidson County, you still feel confident that you're able to do a great job that you always have with the staff without increasing any staff positions or anything of that nature?
Yes, we have 21 full-time staff members. We have 6 part-time, and that is sufficient for our operation because of the process of having a group of employees that can work part-time during the tax season from October the 1st until the end of March.
And I think in years past we had bounced around here on the floor maybe the option of those part-time folks because there may be some other departments that may need them at certain times of the year as well. Was that ever explored to any greater length, or did it just kind of go on the wayside?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
We rely on the part-time, and a lot of times these employees will only work 1 season and not come back for a second season. These are usually young college students that are wanting to work in the summertime, but they're in school in the fall and winter and spring.
All right. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Council Lady Henderson. One moment here while there we are.
Thank you, Chair. Trustee Cardwell, I wanted to inquire, you had mentioned last year, I believe, and I don't know if it's reflected in your budget, but that you were going to do some new print materials or update your website as it related to
Tax relief and
yes,
tax
sir.
freeze.
Yes, sir.
We have done that, and also we're looking at reworking our brochure. We've had some people this year that were not critical, but felt like that we could add additional information. So we will be working on that for the fall when we send out the brochure.
Okay, and as well, I had spoken to you regarding a constituent who had 100% disability, of a veteran family, regarding the veteran tax relief. And we've been watching kind of what was going on at the state in that regard related to the match that Metro provides. And I understand perhaps that's just been addressed in the last day. Can you speak to that and what your office will be administering or offering, if it will be returning to previous levels? Or
Right. This past year, the appraised value for the veterans, we paid them on the first $100,000. Under new legislation in the last couple of weeks, that has been raised back to $175,000. So that's going to help the veteran who is on the program, because they did get a less amount. And at one time, there was an income level of $60,000. There's no income level at this time.
okay, thank you so much, Trustee Carlo. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Council Lady. Councilman Mendez. Hang on 1 second there. Councilman, we're
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
there it works.
Mr. Cardwell, thank you. The only question I have, Mr. Chair, has to do with, since we're just starting with this as being the first hearing, maybe get an explanation from Finance about the changes in internal service charges.
Thank you. There we are. Finance, thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. The best way to get a summary of what is happening in the departmental budgets is in your budget book, Section C. Outlines for you the changes that are for each department based on what the internal service fee is. So I think I will refer you to page C3. And then if you go down to the trustee, for example, you will see that the $66,000 reduction is specifically for ITS fees. If he were having an adjustment to his fleet billing, you'd also see an adjustment there, and so forth across the page. So, and in terms of what these fees are, these are charges for services provided to departments for specific activities. ITS, as he noted, provides a lot of back office support for all Metro departments in terms of IT infrastructure. And they are an internal service fund, which means the ITS budget is essentially allocated back to, in the form of billings to Metro departments and agencies. So this reduction would reflect a reduction in the services that are provided. If you saw an adjustment for fleet, in that column, you'll see several reductions, but then you'll also see that also on page C3, for GSD General Fund, fleet billings are going up $489,000 just for the GSD share, but in the individual line items, you will see the adjustments being made. And in that specific column, you'll see that a lot of those are going down, but you'll see increases for departments like police and fire, and it's because they have more fleet, they have more cars, they're getting more infrastructure in place in terms of their fleet operations, and so forth and so on. And these are the only internal service fees to the left. Radios are the 800 megahertz radios that departments have, and that will largely be the public safety departments that have those. And then finally, surplus property auction, that is our eBid. So for departments that use eBid to sell surplus property, that's what hits in that column.
All right, thanks. And then one follow-up. Just as far as methodology, especially for the ITS column and the fleet column, are these numbers built from the ground up every year?
Yes, they are. They have a specific rate methodology that they use for individual lines of business that they have. So it's not an even split. So if you have they have different lines of business. So if they are servicing computers as one line of business, the piece having to do with computers would be allocated based on the number of computers that they have, versus they may have telephones. That would be a different charge, and that would be based on the number of telephones or lines that that department has. So they've got a pretty detailed methodology that they use based on a specific line of business.
So it's not really trailing what happened last year. It's looking forward about based on how many computers and what kind of technology and what kind of vehicles going forward. It's built for the next year going forward.
Exactly, and they go in and they will do kind of an annual true-up to WIF departments to look at their inventories and things like that to make sure that everything is aligned before the budget gets set to do the reallocation.
All right, thank you. And then, Mr. Cardwell, just to follow up on that, with the decrease in the ITS internal charge of $66,000, is there anything that your office has done in particular trying to limit the ITS charges?
What we did is we have a new tax accounting system, and when we bid that system, it came in lower than the previous system that we were using. So that was part of the savings, as well as the demand that we need from IT is less because the system is more supportive of itself. So that's the savings that we have worked out with IT.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you looking out for the taxpayers that way.
Well, I deal with them every year, and I understand their problems.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Pulley. Councilman Pulley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think Ms. O'Neill did a fairly decent job of clearing this up. In your initial statement, you referred to the $66,000 ITS reduction, and I think you called it $66 million. So I just wanted to be clear for the record that is $66,000 what you intended to say.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. And then Council Lady Hurt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Caldwell, for all of your service and everything that you do. I want to go back to the tax relief.
Yes, ma'am.
Are people automatically put into the tax relief program?
Well, if they qualify for the tax relief program, then they automatically qualify for the tax freeze program.
Right.
But they have to meet the income level of $29,180 for the tax relief. If they do qualify, then they automatically qualify for the tax freeze because the tax freeze is $41,660. So they would automatically qualify for the tax freeze.
So does that mean they do not have to complete any paperwork or to notify your office that they are interested in participating?
Well, if they qualify for the tax relief, they have to fill out a form that we use to show that they do qualify for the freeze so we can give it to the proper authorities to make sure that freeze is put into place. And that is the assessor's office.
Okay, those are the population of people that I'm concerned about, because many of them may not know that they actually qualify, and instead of you, I'd like to see the money that you are going to give up for IT to be reallocated to market to those people, maybe through some form of radio, some things that people listen to, or maybe partner with NES or Metro Water Services to inform people that they may very well qualify, because what I would not like to see with the recent reassessments, many of the properties increased, there will be increased value, which would mean increased taxes. And if they are unable to pay, and they don't know that they have assistance available to them from your office, I would really like to see them take advantage of those opportunities that are available. But if they don't know, then they can't do it. And I'd hate to see them displaced because of that.
What we did this past year, we asked for $25,000 to be able to help promote the program. And with the help of the mayor, the council, neighborhood groups, we were able to pick up 1,900 additional people for the program. And I would say there's probably other people still out there, but we try as much as we can to be able to contact as many people that may qualify as we possibly can. Any additional money would help us achieve that goal.
Say that again.
Any additional money would help us achieve that goal.
Well, you know, I'm glad you said that, because I was actually going to ask my fellow colleagues to work with me. And even though I'm not on the budget committee, but I wanted to request or propose that some kind of line item is put in your budget so you can do just that, so we can serve the larger population of people in Nashville. And we certainly appreciate your willingness to reach out to those individuals.
We made 48 presentations this past year, and we went to 16 different locations to pick up as many people as we could. But as I said earlier, there's probably still some people there we have not picked up.
Well, we certainly appreciate you, and thank you very, very much. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to go about this, but hopefully me speaking up now, somebody will offer me that help to make sure that there's some additional money to help you market to those people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Council Lady. We have our Chief of Staff here, Ms. Hayes. We're trying to keep track of wish list items and questions and accumulate them at the end. I think that's a great first question for the season. Thank you, Council Lady. Councilman Leonardo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I appreciate you being here, Mr. Cardwell. And I would like to commend you. I've seen you on a lot of Saturdays in District 1 on these tax-frees and programs. But one thing that I wasn't aware of, and just a suggestion, is that, you know, I don't know if a lot of district council people know, but if we were to provide you with a list of addresses, then you could, you know, send out mailers about that. So just in the future, I mean, if you could send out something to the council members so that we can help get the word out to our fellow council members that if we know of a targeted population or a voting list or something like that, we can get that to you, and you're able to do these mailers about the upcoming clinics.
Now, we do send a brochure with every tax statement that we mail out. So we do reach a lot of taxpayers, but a lot of times they do not read their mail.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Glover, wanted to make sure that you just stayed in the queue. Well, thank you, Trustee. No one else being in the queue, I did just want to remind members of the committee, again, specific questions, wish lists, something that leads to a budget change, please, let's keep track of it with Rosie. And then with that, I want to just thank our trustee for being here as always and kicking us off for the fiscal year 2018. And we'd love to stay here all day, but we have our property assessor and 7 other meetings coming up. So if you didn't mind, let's just have a changing of the guard here. And Madam Assessor, if you wanted to bring up your team, you or your team, and then we'll swap out spots.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.